Hello, this is E Soup, aka Specific Soup. Today I'm reacting to a new series, Witch Hat Atelier, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think it's Atelier. I don't know, I'm making my best attempt. I am in a different environment from usual. This is actually where I first started recording my reactions to Word of Honor. I'm pet sitting for a friend and randomly while I was pet sitting for them a couple years ago, that's when I started filming my Word of Honor reactions. You can tell how good I am at editing videos by the fact that I'm not done posting my Word of Honor reactions, and I think it was, not quite like 2 years ago, something like that. I don't even know. I I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, what? It's been that long. But yes, you might recognize this environment from where I was when I did like my episode 1 and maybe 2 Word of Honor reaction. So, yeah, today I'm doing Witch Hat Atelier, which is something I've been meaning to read the manga and I haven't gotten around to it, but it was always something that seemed interesting to me. And I saw the trailer, and the trailer is just exceptionally beautiful. So, it's been a while since I've seen the trailer. In fact, the other day my friend was talking about watching this, and I was like, wait a minute, the anime is out already? And yeah, the first two episodes are out, which for me means I'm early to something. If I'm here and only two episodes are out, then that's incredibly early for me. I don't honestly remember a lot of the trailer. Like, I just remember being like, I want to watch this. It's beautiful. I don't remember a lot more besides that. It just seemed really cool. There's a girl who's learning to be a witch. And Atelier is like, I think someone who like sells clothing or makes clothing for people. I think. And yes, I'm pet sitting, so there are dogs here. Who knows what they're barking about right now, but yeah, Atelier is like a clothing producer. I don't know what that has to do with the witch thing. Maybe it's witchy clothing. I'm not sure. But I'm really excited to check this out. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into it.
スポーツ選手は生まれた時からスポーツ選手？宇宙飛行士やアイドルは生まれた時はわからない。
Ooh,
でもじゃ
pretty.
あ魔法使いは？
Ooh. Oh. Oh, I love that visual.
あ、ごめんね汚して。お洗濯もう終わるから。すぐ元に戻るよ。この泉、魔法がかかってるから。
Oh. Ooh.
何回見ても綺麗。すごいな。魔法は世界に溢れていて。
Okay, so judging from the little intro, I can surmise that she maybe doesn't yet know that she's going to be a witch. So she knows that she lives in a world with a magic, But she doesn't know that she can use it yet.
なくてはならない便利な奇跡。でもその仕組みはわからない。魔法をかけられるのは魔法使いだけ。ただの人間は魔法を恵んでもらうことしかできない。魔法使いにはなれないのだ。いいな。
Cool
魔
roof.
法使いに生まれた人はシーツよシーツ、空飛ぶマントになれ。待って、ダメ、そういう飛ぶじゃないの。
Oh! Hello? Whoa, oh, those are cool Pegasi. The wings are like on their head instead of their back. That's weird. I was about to say before that showed up that she needs some clothespins. Hello, I remember you from the trailer.
大丈夫。僕こそごめんね。ドアの前にいて。
あら、ちょっと信じられない。ほらこれ、こんなところにあるなんて。あら、でも置き去りそうの刺繍なんて古くない？それより見て、これハリアン編みのレース。あら、すごい。城下町じゃあっという間に品切れだったのに。あのお客様、羽馬車に乗ってきたんだ。
いや、僕は違うよ。
He's not with
ね
them.
え、仕立て屋さん、こういうレース他にもある？
はい、ただいま。ココ、いるなら手伝って。
Coco.
そちらの方、ご注文は？
煙色の布が欲しいんですが、忙しいなら後でも。
私、採寸できます。
君が？
ココはうまいのよ。
へえ。
I think he's the, judging from the trailer and what little I know about this, I think he's like the one who's supposed to like teach her to be a witch. I somehow feel like he's not just here to look for fabric.
ねえ、終わったら羽馬車見に行ってもいい？
なんだって？
羽馬車が来てるの。
羽馬車？お客様のもので遊ぶ気じゃないでしょうね。
大丈夫、見るだけ。もう魔法使いになりたいなんて言わないから。
仕事が早く終わったらね。
やったお待たせしました。寸法はいかほどに？
あ、ここに。
お預かりします。
What is he doing? Hello?
へえ。すごい集中力だ。手際もいい。迷いのない線、そして裁断。何より正確で丁寧な
Like
仕上
you'd
が
be
り。
good at being a witch?
この村にこんな素敵な職人がいたとはね。これこそ魔法だ。
I'm very intrigued. Okay, hold on, hold on. I'm very intrigued by like his glasses. Like one of them is dark and the other one is almost like a monocle on one side and I don't know what on the other side.
私のは全然違いますです。魔法っていうのはもっと不思議でキラキラで価値があってすごく綺麗で、それでもっとこう尊い
本当に魔法が好きなんだね。どうしてか聞いてもいい？
小さい頃、お城のお祭りに連
Oh,
れ
I
て行ってもらっ
love
た
this.
仮面をつけた魔法使いと出会って。
Ooh.
そこのあなた、
Cool
魔法の
mask.
絵本を買いませんか？
Oh.
魔法、絵本は好きだけど魔法って何？
魔法は世界を彩る奇跡。大空をかける羽馬車に澄んだ水を保つクオンの泉、そしてあなたの足元の踏むと光る灯火の石畳もすべて魔法なのですよ。
綺麗ね。
So pretty.
魔法すごいね。ここ魔法好き。
今なら杖のおまけ付き。
それでそんなもの買わされたの？焼きいちごが食べたいって言ってたのに。
蝶々を追いかけたらとんがり帽子の人がいてね。
それはさっきも聞いたわよ。
だからね、魔法の絵本なの。おまけの杖。
さあここ、そろそろ帰りましょう。遅くなったわ。
お母さん、
ん？
ここね、大きくなったら世界を彩る魔法使いになる。
無理よ。
なんで？
ここ魔法の力を持って生まれた人じゃないと魔法使いにはなれないのよ。
Okay, so she at least thinks that she has to be born with the powers, but it seems like she's gonna find out that, like, actually, this person can teach you to be a witch.
この人間には魔法使いの素質はないんだから。さあ、ここ帰りましょう。
でも見て。
ん？
ここが踏むと道が光るよ。
じゃあ、お家に帰るまで光り続けていたら、ここにも魔法が使えるかもね。
It didn't. Yep.
それ以来、なんとなく見るのが好きっていうか、諦めきれないっていうか。
その時のことをもう少し詳しく。
Uh-oh.
何？
ここ？
何してんだよもう。うるせえ。大丈夫？
ここ
何があったの？
何もしてないのに壊れたんだ。え、違うよ。タナリが下に潜ったんだ。チクんなよ。そこに頭ぶつけたらひっくり返って。
まあ、なんてことなの？うちの羽馬車がこんな。お父様に借りたのに。
申し訳ありません。村の子供たちがとんだ失礼を。
謝られてもね、馬車がなければ帰れないわ。
なんと申し上げたらよいか。
僕が直しましょうか。見たところそんなにひどい破損でもないし。
ちょっと、あなた何なの？
失礼。トレードマークを忘れてました。
By the way, I'm a witch.
魔法使いのキーフリーと申します。
Keyfree.
とんがり
I'm
帽子。
really, I've gotta force myself not to call him Chi-free or Chi-frey because, like, I just think of the Chinese pronunciation of QI, but it's Keyfree? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Q as in K sound. Got it.
直せるの？
ええ、
助かります、魔法使いさん。
大丈夫ですよ。馬車の底板に魔法をかけ直すだけですから。
ぜひお願いしたいわ。
任せてください。ただ屋外ではちょっと。
うちの店の作業場を使ってください。
ここ
いいでしょ、お母さん。 ゃうかもしれない。魔法をかける。
Ooh, I love this. I love this, like, imagery of the pop-up books. How, like, it's all based on the one that she got as a kid, and they're, like, building on that image. That's so cool.
魔法をかけてる間、誰も中を覗かないように外を見張っててほしいんだ。何があっても決して入れてはいけないよ。いいね。
Okay.
人生そう甘くないよね。でもなんで見ちゃいけないん
That's
だ
a
ろ
good
う。
question.
魔法は世の中にたくさんあるのに、そのかけ方は私たちにはわからない。 魔
It's a
法使
well-kept
いだけが知
secret.
っている秘密。あれ、
うわ、滑る。
Oh my god.
ちょっと何してるの？
見つかった。あいつなら平気平気。ここから覗けるかな。
待って、
大きな声出すなよ。
どいて。
なんだよ、つまんねえの。ほんとほんと。
Mm. Are you not supposed to be inside?
やっぱりダメ。いや、どうしても見たい。でもダメ。
Mm. Ooh, does it involve drawing things? Ooh, a fountain pen. Okay.
書いてる。
Oh, that's why he was like talking about the precision of her hands and why that would be important to magic. If you have to draw like specific, precise things.
魔法をペンで。
That's cool.
あれは
It wasn't a wand. It was a
魔
pen.
法はかけるんじゃなくて書くんだ。
さて、ここは終わったよ。
Eh.
ここ？
お疲れ様です。
お。
It's not obvious at all. I sure hope he comes back soon.
母さん、少し安心したよ。魔法が大好きなあんたが魔法使いと一緒に行きたいなんて言い出すんじゃないかと思ってね。父さんが病気で死んでしまって、その上ここにまで出て行かれたら母さん。
言わないよ。お母さんを一人になんてできないもん。
I mean, if she wanted to learn to be a witch, would she have to leave? I guess. I guess if the person teaching her lives far away, sure. But like, ugh, that sucks because she probably feels trapped in like this little village.
ありがとう。優しい子だね、ここは。
さい。
おやすみ。あ、ここなんでもない。おやすみ。
おやすみ。
魔法使いと一緒に行きたいなんて。
I just had a terrible thought, and I don't know if this is that kind of story, but my thought is like, what if some sort of conflict comes to the village, and then after things are like, I don't know, if they're like attacked or something, and then she has the opportunity to go with the witch to like escape whatever's happening. I hope nothing happens to her mother. But like my in my head I was just like, okay, she's not supposed to leave her mom, but what has to happen to sort of allow her to go with the witch plot wise? And it would kind of make sense if it was like there's war or like someone is attacking the village, something happens to her mom. I'm hoping it doesn't take that for her to go learn from the witch, but now I'm worried. Ooh. God, and this whole time she never tried to do that.
本にたくさん書いてある模様。魔法の杖はた
Because she
だ
thought
の
it
お
was
まけじゃな
wine.
かった。ペンこそが魔法の杖だったんだ。
Is that ink? Oh. Oh my god.
ごめんねお母さん。
That's
どこにも
amazing.
行ったりしないから試させて。
Well, drawing takes practice.
なんだダメか。そうだよね。そんなに簡単なわけないよね。
Oh? Oh, the circle has to be complete. Oh, that's cool.
光った魔法が使えちゃった。すごい魔法だ魔法だ本物の魔法だ本物の魔法だ。どうしようどうしよう。やっぱり書くんだ。でも見ちゃダメだったのにバレちゃ怒られるかな。
Oh.
でももう一回もう一枚。
This also poses an interesting question. Why do the witches hide that magic is done by drawing? Are they hiding it for a reason? Do they have a good reason to hide it? Have people misused magic in the past? Or are they just hiding it to sort of like hold on to their power? And also, like, does this mean that she actually was born with like witches' power? Or does this mean that like literally anybody can learn to be a witch?
だけ。
絵本か。やっぱり気になるな。
Oh?
まさか。
What?
ああ火の魔法だった。ダメダメ燃えちゃダメ。危ない危ない。でもだんだん分かってきた気がする。
Oh, wow.
大きく書いたやつは小さいのより強くて 綺麗に描けたのは汚いのよ長持ち。大きく綺麗に描くのは難しいな。あの人はさらさら描いてたのに。そうだ。
Oh, wow. Ooh, does it count if you trace it?
お手本を透かして上からなぞると綺麗に描ける。
Uh-oh. Sorry, what is that? Oh! Oh, is it him? Wait, what? Oh no. What? Now, hold on. Is he here because she was using magic and she wasn't supposed to? Or is he here because he knows something about the picture book she was talking about? Because he was just lying there being concerned about that, so... Oh, wow, this is pretty...
書いたな。 何を書いた？何の魔法を書いた？わ
からない。絵本の模様をなぞっただけで。お母さん。
Oh, no. What? Well, this is not the conflict I had imagined. Okay, so it's because of the picture book. It's because of the picture book, so that the really complicated spell in there. Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Oh god. Oh no. Oh jeez. Well, the guilt is real. Oh god, okay. Oh, okay. Well, now I had a bunch of questions and I think they've all been answered very quickly. So it's the problem that it's dangerous. If you learn the wrong spell, anyone can do magic, and if you learn the wrong spells, oh no. Okay, no wonder that figure seemed so sinister. I sort of thought like, well, they're just like mysterious, da 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 da. But no, okay. I get it now. No, let her be a witch. I know he's not gonna erase her memory. No, come on. She remembers it by heart? That's impressive. I sure hope so. Yes. I see. We either erase your memory or you have to be a witch yourself. Mm. Well, I'm not happy about what happened to her mom, but I'm happy that she gets to go ahead and be a witch. Oh, okay. So that was, we ran through the credits. Oh, is there an intro song and an ending song? They'll probably show up in episode 2 if they didn't have them in episode 1. Yeah. Okay. Um, oh God. Thoughts. I have so many thoughts, and they just fell out of my head. All right. That was episode 1 of Witch Hat Atelier. I remember what my thought was, which I was wondering, why is it called Atelier? That's like a person who sells clothes or makes clothes. She was a fabric seller. And I guess presumably she and her mother could also make clothing out of said fabric. So that would explain the atelier in the title. So that makes sense. Wow, that was a cool first episode. We got into things really, really quickly. I was kind of thinking, well, maybe the first episode is not going to like go all the way there, but it went ahead and started answering the questions that I had, which was like, well, what is the thing that's going to spur her, being taught to be a witch and the conflict and da 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 da. And it's like, well, that is, and why is the witch thing a secret? All of that pretty much immediately answered. I was not expecting that. Which begs the question, like, now that the show has already answered those, like, big preliminary questions, okay, where we go from here. And I guess where we go from here is her learning to be a witch, finding this evil witch person who sold her the book, and finding out what spell that was, and then finding out how to reverse it. And I feel like I'm curious to see if there will be some sort of like conspiracy where like there's the witch people and then there's like the people who want to use magic for evil. I guess they're witches too. I don't know if they would call themselves something different, but like their reasoning for it, like for example, what would be the reason to sell people magic books and, in hopes that they will learn the spells and do this elaborate spell that like crystallizes and captures someone? Does it, if it was that witch's spell, the one with the mask, if it was that witch's spell originally, and then whoever else, draws the spell, like what does crystallizing the person do? Like, does crystallizing the person capture them and, I don't know, like capture their life spirit or something? And if so, does it do that like for the original creator of the spell? Or does that not matter anymore because like someone else drew the spell? I'm feeling extra confident in like throwing all these questions out there and like making predictions because I apparently did that really well in this first episode. I was like, oh, what if this thing is going to happen? And then, I mean, I didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but like there was a conflict that necessitated the witch coming back and taking Coco and teaching her. Like just immediately. I don't know. So this is cool. I really like the world building so far because in a way it's not very complicated, but it's been set up in such a way that like the possibility for it being really rich and multi-layered is there. And we were given like relatively little in the first episode, but it's so like it feels real at the same time. I don't know if that makes sense. Kind of like it's not like a thing where like you start watching a fantasy and there's this like immediately like extremely complicated set of like rules about the world. Like we were given a relatively few like very simple things, but there's so much that you can build on top of them. And that's good because you don't want to, give everything in the first episode. So I'm kind of I see the possibility for how this show can move at a really good pace and how each episode could like build on like what we know about the world and how magic works in the world and these different like opposing forces and yeah. So yeah, I think right now my biggest question is like what's the point? Like what's the point of having people learn spells that create crystals that, you know, crystallize people? Like what's the point of doing that? Are you just trying to cause chaos or are you like collecting the people for some reason? Like what does that do for you? And okay, so Keyfrey. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get his name next time. I think it's Keyfrey, but it's yeah with the K sound. And then Coco, that's easy. Yeah, but this is really cool and it looks really nice. And again, besides how the magic works, like I love that it's like you draw and anyone can do magic, and that's part of the problem. And that's why it's kept under wraps. And the fact that it's just like you draw and you create these sort of symbols or runes, and that's what operates the magic. You just need a pen, and ink. Like, I just think that's super cool. I like how magic is something that people are just used to being around them in this world, but like only the experts are supposed to know how to do it. I like the different kinds of animals. Like, I really love how the Pegasi had the wings on their heads instead of their back. It looks super weird. It doesn't really make sense, but it's just a cool little detail. And the livestock animals, or whatever they were, oh God, what do they look like? They look at tapir, but like bigger. I think. I think that's what they look like with their weird little snout things. So yeah, and I really like the weird like mushroom dome house. There's just a lot of really cool world building already, but in a way that's not overwhelming. You know, it's like it's just there. Yeah, I really like it, and I actually like that this conflict was introduced so early in the first episode, because I feel like there's two ways that this kind of story could go. And it could be like there's all this bad stuff happening and like, you know, have to be a witch and like save the world. And I don't know if she's going to be put in exactly that extreme of a position. But like it could be like that, or it could be just like wholesome slice of life, like learning how to be a witch. And I would enjoy both of those things, but I do like when things are more conflict driven. I mean, any story pretty much has to have some sort of conflict, but it can be like a really small conflict. You know what I mean? By conflict driven, like there's some real stakes here. And so it immediately goes from like, because I was thinking like for the first episode, we weren't going to get into that yet if anything really bad was going to happen. And I also thought maybe she'll just encounter the witch again and be like, please, I'm sorry, I spied on you. I want to learn to be a witch. You know what I mean? So, no, but that's really cool. Yeah, I like I said, I immediately had so many questions answered, but I also am leaving with so many questions. And it's just a good looking anime. So I'm this one's really exciting for me. I really can't wait to see what happens next. And I've got to pace myself because there's only one more episode out after this right now. And I don't know what the schedule is going to be for the next episodes to come out. But yeah, I will be back soon to react to episode 2. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, this is eSoup, signing out.